Alrighty, we're back around to no restrictions day. When I released a video maybe a week or two ago, it was me scoring 7.3 million with Luna Snow in ABX. I imagine my score is going to be a lot worse this time. I'm going to be a lot less focused, and I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing and some of the more important things as I go. I'm only going to give this one run because we only have to hit 3.5 million, which is a complete joke for no restrictions day Luna. So we will get right into it. First, straight off the bat, you want to waste no time, run straight in, and Nick Fury's 5, and then you switch. I always start off with 2, because if you get the reset, you see, there you go, then it's the cooldown's back up. Alright, we're going in, spamming all the skills. And here comes the first tip already. When you use your 6th skill, if you have a Rage or a Judgement proc, you want it to be around 1 second when you do it, because that way you'll have the longest uptime of your little projectiles that fly out during your proc. Tip number 2 already is, I don't know if they've fixed this, but I've been playing like this for a very long time and it's not changing now. When you use Luna's 6th skill, there used to be a bug where if you moved your character, it would stop shooting the projectiles, so I always don't move my character. Tip 3 coming up quick already. When you get around 2 minutes and 20 seconds, you need to save your 4th skill for canceling the roller, which is extremely important for getting higher score. It's not so important on this day, but on days where you're getting a lot closer to the cap, it matters. See? Perfect. And if you cancel it correctly, you'll notice on the Frost Beast buff bar, a little guy won't appear. There won't be a new buff that is damage reduction. Alright, 6th skill with 1 second left in the proc again. Back into it. And for min-maxing Luna Snow's DPS, it's important, and not a lot of people do it, but she really has a lot of AoE and it's great, but you want to always be as close to the middle of the stage as you can so that your 5th skill does reach all parts of the stage, which is actually more important for Luna than other characters even, because her 6th skill shoots out projectiles that aren't actually AoE. They hit one target at a time, which is fine because there's only one Frost Beast, but it ends up making a big difference if there are ads, like little guys to shoot at. You're losing a lot of damage because your 5th skill could just clean them all up for free, right? So you really want to be as close to the middle of the stage at all times as possible, and it's a little bit extra tricky with Luna because, like I said, after you use your 6th skill, after you use your 6th skill, before the projectiles stop, you don't want to be moving your character while just using skills, because it might cancel the projectile. Alright, like as you can see, we're off in the corner here, so I'm going to move such that when he's attacking and when I charm him, it moves him back towards the middle. Alrighty. Another quick thing to note, you'll see in the buff bar, I did cancel the 2nd roar, which is important. And the 3rd one is the most important, because that one's actually a 50% damage reduction if you don't cancel it. And it comes at around 35 seconds. It depends slightly on whatever the Frost Beast is doing, so you just kind of have to hold your 4th skill. Oh. And as you can see here in the buff bar, we missed it. So now we get this, which is obviously huge, and you don't want to see that. But for this run, it doesn't matter because we just have to hit 3.5 million. But on, for instance, Speed Villain Female Day, it does matter because my score ends up being very close to 3.5 million. With a perfect run on Speed Female Villain Day, I can get about 3.8, 3.9 mil. But with an average or bad score, I only score maybe 3.3, 3.4, right? So all these little tips and tricks do add up in the long run, especially if you're under the cap. Like I said, this is a lot worse than my run for the 7.3 million, like I kind of expected it would be, because I'm not really paying attention. But still plenty to cap out. And there is my 3.5 minute tips and tricks video. I'm trying to think quickly if I missed anything. Not that I can think of. So I'll just go back over the big points right now a little bit slower because I was having to talk very fast, trying to fit in as much as I could during that ABX run. So big thing number 1, when you're using your 6th skill, your tier 3 skill on Luna Snow, if you have a Rage or if you have a Judgement proc, it's especially important. If you have one of those two, you want to use your proc when there's about 1 second left on the proc. You want to use your tier 3 skill. And if you have a normal obelisk, I did used to run Luna Snow with a cold damage 200 proc, and I would score a lot less, maybe about 3 million, right? So less than half of what I do now. But you want to be using your 6th skill about when your old proc would be running out. If that makes sense. And then after that, you want to use your 5th skill or your 4th skill, something that lasts really long, so that the proc will stay up as much of the projectile phase as possible. Second big tip, at about 2 minutes 20 seconds, you have to stop using your 4th skill, and you have to remember your 4th skill has a 9-second cooldown. So if it's at like 2:25, you have to stop then, because the proc could, or the roar could happen at 2:20 or any time around there. So you have to be careful, and it's very important you cancel. You can always just reset ABX. Don't let it finish and do challenge mode. You just close out your game, whether you're on your phone or if you're on an emulator. You just close the game and restart it, and it won't use up your ABX run. So that the roars happen at 2:20ish, and then about 1:20ish, and then about 40 seconds left. So 3 roars, each one being more important than the last. But if your score is under 3.5 million, every little bit helps, and that's a really big one, is canceling the roars. And the last one, the one that I think the least people think about, is keeping your character in as close to the middle of the arena as you can, right? So whenever you have a chance in between abilities, you want to run so that the Frost Beast you're in between the Frost Beast and the middle of the arena, so that when he does those jumping attacks, or when you charm him and he walks towards you, he's going to be pushing you towards the middle instead of the outsides, because you want to get as much AoE clearing the little minions as you can, especially when your tier 3 skill is going, because when that is going, you'll be wasting a lot of DPS on Frost Beast shooting off, hitting the little minions. I think there was one more. Was there? I don't think so. I think that was it. Sorry if I talked really fast during the first part of the video. I was just trying to fit in as much as I could while it was happening in the match. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them. And thanks for watching.